Hey guys, just wanted to jump on real fast and talk tick removal. Since we talked about some prevention techniques yesterday, I thought we would go on and I'd share with you guys some of what I've been learning about the proper and improper ways to remove a tick. So basically it boils down to the CDC is going to go, and many of the medical community, it looks like, is going with like straight traditional method of getting some needle nose tweezers, grabbing the tick as close to the skin as possible, and just gently and steady pull straight up. Pretty easy enough. Obviously, you want to make sure that you're not squeezing the body, because if you squeeze the body, you could push saliva out of the tick's mouth, and that's where the diseases get transmitted. So medical community, it seems like there's a pretty big consensus that that is the go-to method. But let's talk about some other ones too. So I don't know where we found this one, but we heard, that's always great medical advice, right? That if you use a Q-tip, you can you basically like unscrew the tick. You do it counterclockwise. So I guess I should have gotten some things. So, like if the tick's on your hand, you just kind of like gently take his body with the Q-tip in a counterclockwise rotation. And I'll tell you, that's how I've removed the last 3 ticks that we've had at our house. It takes maybe a minute or two. You have to be a little patient, but it's just very, very careful. And it's just with the end of a Q-tip. And the ticks have just let go. They've just come out on their own and they've been completely intact. So I went back trying to find some research or somebody else that recommended this or has done this. And I didn't find anything. So I have no idea where we came up with this method. I do know that the CDC and everybody else is saying do not twist the ticks because it's easier for pieces of the mouth to break off in the skin than just pulling straight up. So I don't know, take that with a grain of salt, right? Another big one. So oils, there's this big hype right now that peppermint oil is a great way to remove ticks. So of course we tried it over the weekend. My husband had a tick and I placed just a drop of peppermint oil near the tick, and it was pretty crazy, like almost probably within 20 seconds. I mean, the tick kind of freaked out and like started coming out enough that I could easily pull him off. Now the problem is, which is what we read about later, is when you use methods like that, you agitate the tick. And when a tick's agitated, it salivates a lot more. I guess essentially just spits up in the wound, which definitely increases the chance of disease transmission. And sure enough, probably within an hour or two, my husband had a pretty nasty infection around the bite site. And from all the other ticks that we have removed in our family in the last month or so, none of the other bites looked like this. I mean, this one was a really nasty little infection going. That also was the only time that we ever used the peppermint oil. So, coincidence? After doing research, everybody's saying stay away from the oils or anything that agitates the tick. So it's probably more than just a coincidence. So that is one method that I know we are going to be skipping from now on. Now, if you do like your oils, I am kind of an oil newbie, but I do like trying to use them as much as I can. One option, instead of trying to agitate the tick while it is still embedded, is to use tea tree oil after the tick has been removed to try to clean out the wound site. So after the tick is gone, use your straight up method to get the tick out. Then put your tea tree oil right on the wound, and it has some really powerful antiseptic properties, so it'll just help that wound heal as quickly as possible. Now, one other, there's also, if you go on Amazon, there's a whole bunch of like little tools and stuff. We actually picked up this one that I'll show you that my friend had recommended that she saw. It's called the Tick Twister. Obviously, I have not used this yet, but basically it's kind of like a little hook that you slide along your skin to get underneath the tick as far as you can, and then you twist. So it's kind of going back to that twisting motion, the counterclockwise that my husband and I had been trying anyways. Now, before I use this one, since the peppermint oil experiment went so bad, I decided to do a little bit more research. And in fact, this tick twister I've found several websites saying that the two safest and most effective methods for removing a tick are the needle nose tweezers coming straight up, or a doohickey like this that is going to let you get as right under the head or as close to the skin as possible, and to gently unscrew them. So although I am not anxious to have another tick bite in our house, this is definitely one I'm going to keep around and give a try. So I hope that's helpful to you guys. I hope that you are tick free and your prevention methods work and you don't ever have to get this far. But if you do, I thought I'd just give you a little rundown of what's worked for us and what seems to be supported in the medical community and what you just definitely need to stay away from. So thanks so much for joining in. Have a blessed day.